When my husband built us a peaceful backyard pool, it was meant to be our escape, not the neighborhood's party venue. But when Karen, the HOA queen bee, declared it public property for weekly HOA events, things spiraled. She handed out flyers, installed a gate keypad on our fence, and even brought a DJ. I begged. I warned. But when she pushed too far, I didn't just shut the pool down. I drained it and walked away forever. But that was just the beginning. We moved to Oakmere Hills for peace, a quiet, gated community tucked in the trees where our dog could run free and we could finally build our dream backyard. By spring, that dream was complete. A beautiful in-ground pool, a shaded patio, a new grill, and a fountain wall. It cost us nearly $80,000. My husband, Ryan, had worked overtime for 2 years just to make it happen. The first few weeks were perfect. Family barbecues, lazy Sunday swims, starlit wine nights. Until Karen showed up. She wasn't just a neighbor. She was the HOA president, self-appointed for the 3rd year in a row, and she carried herself like a mayor in pearls. She knocked on our door one morning, sunglasses perched on her head. "Hey, I noticed your pool. It's stunning. We'd love to use it for our monthly HOA gathering next Saturday." I blinked. "Wait, use it?" She grinned. "Of course. It's so centrally located. You're the only house with a pool that meets regulation depth. I already added it to the event flyer." Flyer? She pulled a printed sheet from her bag. There it was, HOA Summer Splash at Sarah and Ryan's pool. 2 p.m. till sunset, barbecue provided. I was stunned. "Karen, we didn't agree to this." She waved her hand. "Oh, honey, it's part of the community spirit. It's in the HOA charter. Shared amenities can be utilized for group events." "But this isn't a shared amenity," I said firmly. "It's on our private property. We paid for it." Karen's smile vanished. "Well, you should have applied for a non-host clause if you didn't want to share." What the hell was a non-host clause? That weekend, 50 people showed up. Karen had installed a temporary gate keypad on the side fence for better access. Kids ran wild, people spilled drinks on our patio furniture, and someone even broke a pool tile. We were horrified. The next day, I emailed the HOA, demanding they retract any future claims to our pool. Karen responded with a warning. "You're acting hostile. This could be seen as a violation of community cooperation. The HOA reserves rights to community recreation spaces." Community recreation space? Ryan and I checked the original home documents. Nowhere did it say our pool was community property. But Karen kept pushing. The next Saturday, another event was planned at our house, and this time, she brought a full DJ setup and catering van. I blocked the side gate and posted a sign, "Private property. Pool closed." Karen lost it. She marched right up to me in front of everyone. "You are violating HOA policy. If you don't open the gate, I'll report you for obstruction." "Karen," I said through gritted teeth, "you don't own this house. You don't own this pool." She screamed back, "You're part of this HOA, and the HOA owns everything." That's when I snapped. I walked inside, grabbed my phone, and made one call. Not to a lawyer, but to a plumber. He came the next morning. While Karen stood at her window watching, I gave him the nod. We drained the entire pool. 1,200 gallons gone. No more water, no more parties, and no more leverage. But Karen wasn't done. 2 days later, I received a formal violation notice from the HOA for destruction of recreational infrastructure. They claimed I was deliberately sabotaging community morale and demanded I refill the pool within 10 business days or face daily fines. That's when I decided I wouldn't just drain the pool. I'd drain the entire illusion of power Karen thought she had. The next morning, I woke up to screaming voices and the sharp scent of chlorine wafting into my house. I rushed to the window and saw HOA members, around 20 of them, standing in my backyard soaked, furious, and waving their arms. Karen was at the center, absolutely fuming. Water from the pool had started draining out rapidly because I had unscrewed the main drainage valve at midnight. I walked outside calmly, holding a mug of coffee. Karen stormed toward me. "You vandalized the HOA community pool," she screamed. I looked around, raised an eyebrow, and said, "My pool? You mean the private pool behind my house that you illegally trespassed onto?" She stuttered, looking at the crowd behind her, some of whom were beginning to look embarrassed. Then she tried to lunge at me, but someone from the HOA held her back. I pulled out my phone and showed her the footage. All 20-plus members of the HOA climbing my back fence with folding chairs, snacks, and speaker systems in the middle of the night. They thought I wouldn't notice? You're all trespassing. And under state law, that's a criminal offense. Plus, if a child had gotten hurt, I'd be liable because of your illegal use of my property. Karen's face turned pale, and then I added, "I'll give you 10 minutes to leave, or I call the sheriff. Your choice." They scattered like cockroaches. But Karen? She wasn't done. Later that afternoon, I saw her at the HOA office near the community center, arms flailing, pacing like a maniac. I overheard her saying, "I'll file a lawsuit against him. That pool belongs to the neighborhood. He can't just hoard it." I walked in with a file of property documents and dropped it right on the front desk. "You're welcome to sue, Karen," I said. "But first, here are my official land boundaries, showing the pool is entirely on my lot. And second, I've just submitted paperwork revoking all easement privileges that allowed anyone from the HOA to even walk behind my property." She froze. "But you can't do that," she barked. "Legally, I can. And I already did," I replied. Her eyes narrowed. "Then we'll make your life hell." I smiled. "Good luck, because I just contacted my attorney about filing charges for trespassing, plus seeking a restraining order against you." That shut her up. But the real karma hit a week later. The HOA held an emergency meeting to discuss alternate pool access since their summer kickoff party was now without a venue. Guess who got voted out of her role as community chair by unanimous decision? Karen. Apparently, her little stunt had not only backfired, it had cost the HOA a major donor who didn't want to be associated with a board that illegally commandeered private property. I didn't have to lift a finger. She was removed from all leadership positions, and her influence dropped to zero. But I wasn't done yet. I installed a 10-foot privacy fence around the pool, added 24/7 surveillance cameras, and posted bright red signs that read, "Private pool. Trespassers will be prosecuted." Now every time Karen walks her dog past my house, she looks away in shame. And I enjoy a peaceful, drama-free swim. Just me, my pool, and the quiet victory of knowing I didn't need to shout or fight. Just facts. Just law. Just a little pressure in the right places. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We post new HOA drama stories every day, packed with twists, karma, and real-life tension. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next.